How much does interior design and feel influence your car buying decision? Do you create a checklist when you're buying a car, or you just go with the flow, go out there, just check whatever is out there, and then you're just saying, this is the car, I want it, I don't care what information is out there, this is the one I want? I mean, we buy cars for different reasons. Most buy cars because they're on budget and they're looking for something that they're going to be using for everyday use. Others are buying cars because they just want the specific brand. Others are just going to buy because maybe they're feeding their childhood dream, and some are buying because maybe they're feeding some memories that they had about the car. But if you're like me, I don't care whether I'm on budget or whether I need the car or I want it, there's still going to be things that are throwing me off, and they might even lead me to buying a second-hand car instead of a new one because I'm not finding them in a brand new car at the budget that I'm at. And in this video, I want us to look at Toyota's new interior design language because it's exciting me. For those who are new to the channel, it's Iwe behind the camera, and I appreciate that you're here with me today. Look, there was a period where I feel Toyota was giving you almost everything that you could ever ask for a car, because that's all we knew about the cars. I mean, all you needed was a car that is reliable with a steering wheel, a radio, and you can be able to sit with your family, go wherever you want to go, do whatever you need to do. I mean, Toyota sold millions of cars just based on the fact that it's a Toyota. But things started shifting over the years. Smaller players in the market started seeing that they can actually give you the comfort levels, the specs, I mean, the materials that are sometimes used in much more expensive cars in these budget cars. And people started seeing cars differently. And I always felt when it comes to interior designs, Toyota was being left behind. And as someone who values the interior design and feels so much, there was a time, I think this was before the Corolla Cross came in 2021, where if I was to say to myself that I'm looking for a passenger vehicle from Toyota and I visited a dealership, I don't think I could have picked anything. Maybe the CHR, just maybe the CHR, and only the CHR at the time would have influenced me to say, you know what? I think we can live with this one. But the Corolla Cross came and it added some little bit of spice when it comes to how I'm perceiving Toyota's interior designs going forward. But it was still not enough for me, especially when I'm looking at what the competition was doing with the interiors and how you're feeling when you're inside those cars. But this is 2023. And when I saw what they did with the new CHR that they just announced, it reminded me of the time I was so lucky to go check out the Prius and the Crown, and I realized that it looks like that is the new interior design language of the Toyota, and ooh, I'm getting excited. I mean, most of the time when you're thinking of Toyota, you're probably going to be putting the words reliable, it's probably going to outlast other cars, it's going to take me where it needs to take me, it's functional, whatever that you can say that is so basic. But now I think we're going to have to include premium, luxury in the same sentence as Toyota, and that's not something we're used to. I'm glad that they've done this because I think it was long overdue. And look at what they've done with the Prius. I mean, this is quite interesting because this interior actually is looking plush. I mean, from the moment you jump inside, you touch the door handle, you get in, you realize that when I'm looking at the door panel, actually they did some thought over and above utility, over and above functionality, and decided that, you know what, people are going to be in this thing and they need to feel in a certain way when they're in here. Looking at the steering wheel as well, they changed those round buttons that I never used to like those. I don't want to lie, I never used to like those. I like that they incorporate some piano black on the steering wheel as well. When I'm looking at the digital cluster as well, that is something that, you know what, you couldn't just find in any other car. But right now, I think Toyota is trying to push towards that. I'm looking at the screen, oh my God, they resolved that issue that I always had. Why would a screen have buttons on the side and there's like so many buttons on the screen? Remove those things. You see, now it's plush, it's looking nice, amazing. Coming down to the choice of buttons as well, the design, you can see that it's carefully thought of. It's not just a button just because it can be pressed. You see that they try to say, you know what, I'm creating an experience for you right now. The center console is raised, which is going to inform that, you know what, when you're driving a car with a raised center console, you are in this space where you feel like the car is hugging you. You are cocooned in the cabin, and that means a lot. You look at the ceiling, there was consideration. The part that is controlling the sunroof, like this sunroof panel and so on, it also has some level of character. Go to the rear, you find that it's simplified as well. It's not as complex, but at the same time, you do get a feeling that, you know what, this car does give me that, a premium car kind of feeling. It's not just about utility and functionality. You jump into the boot, quality materials are used to cover the boot floor as well. That is something that is also exciting. And if you look at the lower spec as well, it's not looking like, when I looked at the Corolla Cross Xi, the lower spec, I said to myself that, I think the price is reasonable, but for what you're getting here, I'm not sure if anyone would be looking to buy this, especially because it didn't even have a screen. A brand new car in 2021 did not have a screen. And I was like, no, I don't think that is necessary right now. You know what? I'm chuffed. I'm happy. I like this, and I think they should continue this way. And when they're going to be bringing budget cars and so on as well, they should bring them with this kind of interiors. And I think that's when a lot of manufacturers will be shaking, because should Toyota decide that they're going to do what others are doing, bringing you a premium feeling that is so reliable, it's going to be hard to resist these cars. It's going to be very hard, unless, because we still have the issue of the engines, which might be a topic for another day. But for now, I'm excited about what Toyota is bringing. With that said, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I am out.